Trying to get my light right here. I think that might. Let's just go with that right there. See if another light does better here. How's that? Is that better? I think that might be better. All right, so we're back with the last little bit of the Freedom Gundam by Piececool here. This is how far I've made it. I've almost got this thing complete. I just got to do one more wing. I'll put on this last wing and it is done. It's a done deal. And this thing has came out spectacular. These are metal models. They're 3D metal models. They're done pre-painted. You ain't got to paint them. They come in flat sheets of metal and you just bend them. So for those of you who ain't seen this before, but let's go ahead and get my last little bit of sheets out here. These are my directions. We're almost to the back of the book finally. Hey, what's up, Vive? How you been doing, man? I've actually been sleeping like all day long. I'm changing from night shift to day shift, so my schedule's all screwed up. But I wanted to go ahead and get this done. This last little bit of this model complete and put together. So here's where I left off, I'm pretty sure. Let's see, yeah. So this is the first, right here is where I left off. So we'll get our sheets out to tell you which parts which. Get those out. Our guide sheets. Let me move my model out of the way. Set that there. And then you got your little metal sheets here, which mine are mostly empty, but this is what this model comes as. Just little pieces of metal, and you got to bend these metal pieces into shapes and connect them. You got tabs. You got little tabs here that get inserted in the holes. There's some female ends. But let me get some of these sheets laid out, and we're going to go ahead and start into this last little bit of this Gundam model. And I mean, they're pretty durable once you get them built up. They're pretty durable. It's not like you got to be real easy with them. I mean, you don't want to throw them across the room or anything, but this is something that I've been doing for, I don't know. I've been doing this for maybe a year and a half now, something like that. And I really enjoy this. I've actually been looking into getting into some plastic Gundam models. I want to do that and start painting them and stuff, but that's that's for a different time there. So let's see what we need here. This is saying this comes from sheet B or E 205. So let's just grab B wherever it's at and check it. All right, so there's sheet B. You can kind of see what it looks like here. It's probably this piece, but let's just double check and make sure before we cut it out. So here's sheet B. There's 205 right there. You can tell because B's at the top, left-hand corner here. So 205. That is it. You know what? I forgot all of my tools, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back with tools now. Can't cut pieces out without nippers. So there's my nippers. Here's old Trusty here. Best pliers you can buy. These flat nose pliers also really nice. Use them a lot. And then of course you have your tweezers. So let's go ahead and cut some of these pieces out and get started. So you guys can see what we're getting into here. And just put it right there. These little triangle pieces. Setting right there. And then we need also E237. So come over here and grab E. Now this one's pretty much everything's gone from it, so there's like nothing left on here, so it's got to be this piece. I'm not even going to look. I've got about, I mean, I've got probably 50 hours in this model, making these metal pieces, bending them. It's been a long road, but we've almost got it complete. So this one's wanting us to round this piece, and these are just saying you got these lines on the back of this piece here, if it'll focus in. There you go. So that's going to be the back of your piece. This is going to be the front. So I got a mandrel here. These are really nice for doing circles. cylinders. I just now moved into my new house here, so I am not settled in. So I'm doing this in my living room. Once I get settled in and I actually got my room to do this in, this will be a better setup. So I start with something bigger like that, and then just work your way down to something smaller to the actual size you need. And you just round that on that mandrel. See, that got it pretty close. We'll just keep stepping it down on these step mandrels. I got 3 different step mandrels here. So here's 1, 2. That's way too small, but this end of this is actually probably about what you need it to be. Like that right there. And we're going to fold this tab down through the female end there. As you can see the female end, I'm going to fold that tab down instead of out because it'll hide it. And it gives your model just a way cleaner look. So we'll go ahead and do that. The directions say, yeah. You always want to check back with your directions when you're building these because you'll do something like this and it'll want you to keep it open. It'll want you to keep that cylinder open before you connect it, and it's for a reason, but this time it does not. See, it's going to mess the shape of your cylinder up, but that's all right. You can reshape this thing. Just get the general shape down as close as you can. Get your tab in like that right there. Don't get discouraged because it's all off shape now and it looks like crap, but you can fix that. You grab it from the inside there and kind of crank on it in the opposite direction, pull it through as much as you can, and then just give it a nice fold over. And then I go back with my pliers like this and I smash it down. Now you got a cylinder that is not round. But that's okay. Because you have step mandrels. So put that step mandrel in there and start shaping it back. Start getting it back round. Like so. Get it as round as you can. Yeah, I've really been looking into those plastic kits. Gunpla? Man, I was really against them. Not against them, but I just didn't want to get into them because I was into these metal models here, and I didn't want to start into Gunpla, the plastic kits where you paint them, because it was like opening a whole nother can of worms here, and it kind of worried me. But the more I keep looking at it, I'm thinking maybe I could start doing that because I really like the customization on it. Yeah, the plastic kits you can just customize them so much. It's really starting to look like that's what I want to start them. That don't mean I'm gonna quit these metal models, but I kind of want to start into that. Let me see this model here. See what the piece we're building right now is. That piece on the wing right there. We're building that piece, and it looks like the long pieces is going to be towards the outside, so it's going to be setting like this. So when you put this on, this is how it's going to be setting on the other side like that. So you want your cylinder to be, you want this cylinder, the part that you connected that looks like crap. See right there? It's the worst looking part. You want it to be on the bottom where nobody can see it. So before you do this, you want to figure out what Because you can put this on two different ways because there's two different tabs here. See? So you can put it on two different ways. You need to put it on, let's see. It's going to be not this way because it goes on the face of this thing where it's painted. That'd be facing up. It's facing like this. Like that right there. And you're just going to give this a nice little twist. Put your pliers in there. Just twist the tabs. And that holds it. You don't need glue or anything for these models, which I ain't gonna lie, I use glue often for certain pieces. This is not one of them. Right there. That's all you gotta do to connect that piece. All right, and then it's wanting you to fold the bottom pieces down. This is actually something I did wrong on the other wing. I didn't fold just the bottom, I folded all of them. And if you fold these metal pieces back and forth, that tends to want to break them because it's just thin metal. So let's see. This is the bottom. So keep this short pieces open like it says here and bend the rest of them. So we'll go ahead and bend the rest of them. And you just want that to meet up nicely so it don't look like it's multiple pieces. You want it to look like it's just one piece, not a bunch of pieces of metal meeting. Just keep folding it down. Yeah, the Gunpla models, I've just really been, I've seen people do them online, and it's not just doing the model, like they do the bases underneath them. So like this guy right here, he'd be standing on something and they do the grass and the trees and they just customize it. And man, that's really just kind of reaching to me to want to do that. I just really like the customization factor on that. D, so now we need D 238. So let's grab D here. So here's our D sheet. It's probably going to be this one, but we got two. It's most definitely this one because this one's a different shape here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it. You just want to get as close to that piece as you can so you don't have burrs sticking off of it. Some people will say to do put files on it and file it down. I've tried that. It's pretty stupid in my opinion. Kind of a waste of time, but you know, to each is their own. So the reason it wanted you to keep this open right here is to be able to get to these tabs on the inside after you insert this. So it just wants you to fold one piece of this down. So when it's gray, the directions when it's gray like this and not white like this means the backside. So you want to have your piece like this right here that matches it. And they just want you to fold this down. And then take the piece that we've had, the open side, and we're going to insert it like this without scratching our other piece. There we go. Just like that. And the reason they had you keep these open right here is, oh, let me focus here. See that female end right there at the top? You won't be able to get to that tab. If you would have closed that up, you won't be able to fold that tab. So that's why they want you to keep it open. It's just how it's engineered. So I'm going to give these a nice twist. The triangles right here mean twist. The circles mean folds. Metalworks, how much did this cost? This kit right here, it ran me about with shipping because you got to get it from Japan. This kit, uh, I think it was around $70. Hi, Michael. What's up, man? I will sub and double tap the screen if you say Luz. Luz? Dude, you can do whatever you want, man. You ain't gotta sub if you don't want to. But I will say Luz for you. But yeah, this kit right here, it cost me about $70. I got about 50 hours in this kit. And man, it just is crazy. It is such a crazy, awesome build. The wings look sick on the back of it. It is great. This is my favorite Gundam build so far. It's sick. So, I mean, I think it's worth every penny of the money I spent on it. Honestly, that's way lower than what I expected for something that's pretty much on metal. Yeah, yeah, I mean it's you can get it on INS Hobby. Go to inshobby.com and you can check these out. This is actually I think it's the hardest one they have there. Um on the Gundam lineup. But it's to be honest, I didn't even look at the difficulty when I started this thing. I just thought this one looked the coolest. So that's why I started it, man. I was like, this one looks really cool. I want to build it. So I just went into it. And then I started looking afterwards. We're looking for D239. It's definitely going to be this piece. This is our D sheet right here. So yeah, I just started looking at them and I think I've bought them almost all of them. I've got all of them, but this is the one that I started on. So, what's your name? Uh, Grayson. My name's Grayson. But it's kind of hard for me to do these models as much as what I would want because I work my life away, bro. I'm always working. So as you can see here on the directions, oh, thank you, Michael. It's wanting you to fold all these edges. You just a 90-degree of fold on all of them, and then this top one, you want it round. So in this case, before you start folding stuff, you want to round that top edge first. And you can flip it over and you can see what edge you need to round because it's got the lines. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta grind, dude. So it's like you can either be broke and not have a bunch of models and want all these models, or you can go work and be able to afford them and then you don't got the time to build them. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword, man. So but I work out of town. I'm a I work on power lines. I'm a lineman. I work out of town, so sometimes I'll take some smaller kits with me. I'll take like a little metal earth kit with me. It's a nice little round edge there. And I'll do the metal earth kit if I get time. But my job is really demanding, so I don't get a lot of time while I'm out of town. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely it cuts you deep, man. Trying to try because you want to do this hobby and you know, it's so expensive. And I see these people that build all these models and get all these multiple models done a week, and it makes me really jealous. But, I got a family to take care of and things like that, so we all got obligations as adults. It really takes you back and you're like, man, I took advantage of when I was a kid and just could sit in my room and play Halo 2 or Call of Duty or whatever you played. It was Halo for me. I bought a perfect grade, and that model is flimsy. Oh, really? See, I just now was looking up some of the perfect grades. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I have not built any of the plastic gunpla yet. None of them. I started with these metal models, and this is where I'm at right now. Uh, but I do want to. I want to to get into the plastic ones because of the customization on them. Am I missing a step here? What's going on right here? What do I got going on here? Okay, so okay, yeah, right here's where I missed. Okay, I folded it up. Now I got to put it this one backwards and this one like so. Like that right there. That should go in. I gotta bend this tab up first. How old are you? I am 34. I'm 33, almost 34. I got a birthday coming in June. Filling off pretty loose. Don't hold the weapons too well. Yeah, the what I've looked up and they was actually talking about online, they was like, before you go and buy any plastic gunpla model, make sure you do your research. Do your research and um see the reviews on what people are saying about it. Cause a lot of people in the reviews will say that stuff, like the joints are really loose and they wear out over time or things like that. I'm 34, Michael. Well, I mean, I'm 33. I'm almost 34. My birthday's in June, brother. At least the building process was fun. Yeah, dude, that's what it's about, man. The building process. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not going to be playing with these models when I do them. Uh, so I mean, I'll pose them, and then they're probably going to stay in that pose for almost their whole lifetime, unless I move, But yeah, the building is the main thing for me. That's going to be the main thing, is how fun the building is, and trying to see what I had going on right here. I think that one's hid. So as long as I have fun building it, man, and the outcome is good, if it goes together well, that's the main thing for me when picking a model out, the brand and stuff. I just want it to go together good. So I gave this tab just a little bit of a twist right here instead of just folding it straight down because it's going to hit this other metal piece if I fold it straight down. Just twist it a little bit and then fold it with my nail because folding these with your pliers or tweezers will scratch your paint sometimes. At least the building process was fun. Even though at the time I only had access to a box cutter and no nippers, so everything had to be perfect so I don't accidentally cave the plastic. Yeah, dude, I completely understand not having the right tools. This took me a long time to acquire the tools that I have right now for this. Uh So, we do what we got. Uh, I think I used my wife's tweezers and I tried wire cutters to begin with. I had these crappy little cutters that had a spring on them, man. They were horrible. There's that hidden tab right there that we left this open for. So I'm just going to go in there and just bend that down with my tweezers. And then we can bend the rest of these down right here. So yeah, it's a process getting your tools built up. And that's why I'm looking into the Gunpla, the paint, getting painting. I love the customization on painting your model and building like they call it something, the base around it, like the ground and stuff. Just making that up in your head and it's completely unique to you. So that's really what turns me on about that. I love these metal models because they are, you start out with something flat. This sheet's completely flat, and then you bend it into something. Yeah, yeah, wire cutters. Nah, I know, dude. I complete, yeah. It was rough to begin with. I think the first one I did, I was actually just like twisting and bending the pieces out. And then I went and got me some crappy wire cutters. And then I eventually went and got some nippers. I got these nippers, which are crescent. These are really nice nippers. I got a few set of nippers, but these are the ones that my go-to right now. So do you, honestly fits the bending metal. Yeah, dude. Thanks, man. I actually changed my name to some hobby. I had it changed to something hobby, and I went back to bending metal for fun because I was trying to do something for someone that wasn't me, and this is me, man. Bending metal for fun. It's me, and I went back to it. And even if I do something else, plastic models, it's gonna be bending metal for fun. Uh, my dream is to have like my own business in a store one day, and it'll be named that too. I don't care. It is what it is. We're looking for E208 here. So let's grab E wherever it's at right here. I only got one more piece on E here. Everything else is cut out, so it's got to be this right here. So let's go ahead and cut it out. Do you guys do the Gunpla kits often, or are you kind of new to it? Are you new to the plastic kits, or have you done it for a while? Um, I'd really like to get into it, so that's why I'm asking. I really want to do the Gunpla kits. So if you guys got some advice for me how to get into it, that would be great. I did a small handful. Okay. Did you just assemble them or did you paint them also? This is wanting you to fold these tabs going on to this other round piece here instead of twisting them. So we're going to do a nice little fold on them. I'm actually going to do a twist and a fold because it's tighter. It's a tighter fit. Twist it and fold it down. A mix of HG, RG, and that one perfect grade. Okay. Yeah, see, I just now learned about these different grades on these Gundam kits tonight. I started looking this up, and actually, how I kind of got into wanting to do that was I seen the new miniatures they came out with. Have you seen that? They got a miniature game they're coming out with. I'm gonna put some glue on this just to hold this completely steady. That way, when I put this wing on, it's not gonna because it's wanting to kind of twist a little bit right now. So let me get my glue out. I don't have enough time or money to buy the equipment and paint them. Okay, that's understandable, brother. Damn, my glue leaked in my bag. It looks like real grade is realistic and all, but a lot of parts are breakable. Ooh, and the tabletop one. Well, I'm used to breakable parts because these things right here, I've broken a lot of parts, man. So, what do you mean by the tabletop one? What are you meaning by that? You talking about model? This is just a little bit of UV glue here. I hate this tube. Uh, it's the only one I got though, so it kind of comes out of that tube. It looks like it got everywhere in my bag. I don't know how it came out of there. At least I had it in a plastic bag. So you just hit that and tabs with that UV glue, and then bam. The new mini Gunplas. Oh yeah, yeah. My bad, bro. Yes, the tabletop game. So they got like I they haven't fully released it, I don't think, unless I could be wrong and they have. But yeah, the miniatures. So you know, like the Warhammer miniatures that people paint, they're kind of the same size as them, but they're Gunpla, and it comes with cards, and it's an actual little mini card game. So I guess Warhammer is kind of like that. It's a little card game, maybe. Yeah, so I seen a video of this guy painting them online, painting the miniatures, and dude, he was so good at it. It blew me away how he customized these miniatures, man, and it just blew my socks off and I was like, "Bro, I want to do that." That's to be able to create your own thing that nobody else has. Because these metal models are great, man, but other people build them and they're exactly the same. Like you might do a better job, but they're exactly the same. But that guy was customizing all of his stuff and it really, really kind of drawed me in. So we're done with step 115 here. We're gonna go and flip the book. Let's see where we're at. Now we're at 116. So I'm just gonna throw this to the side for right now. I really wish Bandai or someone would make actually good Gundam games. Oh yeah, dude, me too. Um, in my opinion, Gundams look so much cooler than Transformers. They look way cooler, bro. So I am down for a good Gundam game. And I'm a nerd, so I mean, I still play video games at my age when I get time. Like you were saying, we're looking for 209. Like you was saying, right there it is. So flip this around here. Right here it is. You was saying you ain't got time uh for things, from work and responsibilities. It's hard. It just sucks, man. I'm be sitting at work and I'm like, man, I want to be building a model right now. Like but I got to work all week, so it's awful. RN it's all Gundam Breakers or are those the name of the games that they actually came out with? Is that what you're naming off of? So we're folding this sideways right here. Just a 90 right here. This part that we're doing right now is the smallest part on this wing. It's the little piston down here. We're doing the little piston for the bottom of the wing. This thing takes a little bit of time, and then we'll actually get into the wing here, and that goes by pretty quickly, and it's really fun to build. That's the fun part, in my opinion. Oh, the series, yeah. What's the new one that they came out with? Actually been watching it. It's got like that little girl with pink hair in it. It's hard for me to pronounce, but it starts out with like the red Gundam and her. She like jumps in a suit. It's actually pretty cool. I wasn't huge into anime. My wife is. My wife is really big into anime, and I started watching that though, and she seen. I was watching it this morning when I pulled up to get my baby, and she's like, "What are you watching?" She couldn't believe I was watching anime. All right, so we got that bent pretty much at the angle that we need to. This one here to match the edge of this. Let's see if we can get it inserted. There we go. It went in beautifully. Looks really good. Let me kind of look and see what I did with that one. All right, I bent it up. I think the circle covers this tab here. The next piece you put on. Go ahead and bend it up like that. And then I just got one more piece to match right here. Yeah, it comes down right there. Bend it down. Just like that. That looks pretty good. Okay. Oh yeah, that's what it's called, the QUX. QUX. Did the Gundam blue, white, and yellow get the stolen? Yes. Yeah, it got stolen and then he paints it red and it turns out to be the red Gundam. So I'm actually on the I think only on the third episode, but I'm really enjoying it. I didn't know if I was gonna like it or not, and I've been enjoying it, man. Watching it. I'd probably be watching it right now if I wasn't doing YouTube live. D and G. So this next part's gonna come off D and G. That's probably this one right here. Let's check it. 210. 210. Right here it is. So I got two of them. I got three of them here. So I'll just pull this one off right here. Go ahead and cut it out. Yeah, I'm actually able to buy a pretty good bit of models because I make decent money at the job I do. I just don't got time to build them. And I got a buddy on Reddit, and he's not able to buy a lot of models. He's always really jealous of my backlog, so I actually sent him. He was asking if he wanted, if I wanted to do a trade. I was like, sure, dude. But really, I don't want to come off none of my personal collection. So I just went on a website and bought him three metal models from MU, and he sent me one. I didn't tell him I got him three, so I'm kind of excited for them to show up, and he'd be like, "Oh my gosh, man!" Keep him busy for a little while. Uh, he lives up in Canada though. I just know him from Reddit. I don't actually know him in real life, but he's a really cool guy. He always talks to me, sharing his metal models and stuff. So that's supposedly an alternate universe, not tied with the original. Oh, okay. If you can, you should watch the MSI Glow series sometimes. Do you know what it streams on? Does it stream on something certain? Because I got a lot of. I think I was watching the one I was talking to you about on. Man, that's been in that hard there. I was watching the one I was telling you about on Prime, Amazon Prime. I'm just gonna bend this with my finger now because it's wanting to bend the whole piece of metal right there. And try to get a nice 90-degree on it. You want these tabs. You want them completely bent at the base, all the way down at the base. If you don't bend them at the base, it's not going to set right. It's going to have a gap. So you want to get that bent all the way down to the base of the tab where it actually connects to the piece of metal. Let me get this tab. Yeah, so have you ever sailed the seven seas before? No, I don't know. Have you ever sailed the seven seas? Are you trying to be funny, dude, or what? I don't know what you're talking about. No, I ain't never been a sailor. Pirating. Yeah, I pirated a lot on Black Flag. Uh Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I love that game, so I was waiting for him to come out with Sea of Thieves, and it was supposed to be like Black Flag, and it was not. They screwed it up. I think they made it a freemium game, so I didn't even go try it because they made it a crappy freemium game. So you try to get that shape as good as what you can. It's gonna be offset there a little bit, but that's okay. And then I take my pliers, put them inside. Don't squeeze hard and smash it down. Put it inside and flip that down. And then when you flip it down, sometimes you have it off-centered here a little bit. So I'll just take it, kind of push it over a little bit. And that lined up really well, actually. That looks good. I like that. That's how I watch most of my animes. Oh, okay. I know what you're saying now. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, dude. I was taking you completely literal. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying, dude. No, I haven't done that since I was a teenager, I think. When I was a teenager, I used to do that. Uh, films often. Where the hell did my piece go? Did I lose my piece, man? Yep, there it is. This is what I'm looking for. All right, so this goes in the bottom. And this piece is going to face up. This little piece coming off, it's going to set like this. So I want this right here to be facing down where it's connected. And it goes like, okay, so I can't face it down, but I can face it in or out. That piece is going to be, let me see. Let's look at the, okay, it's going to be on the outside. I'll face that one the right way. Let's go in with it so it's on the outside. So let's go away from this with this one, just like this. I'm gonna put the connecting part away from the the faceplate of this one, just like that. Yeah, dude, I used to pirate films when I was real young. Like movies and stuff. I remember seeing the X-Men, the Wolverine Origins. I think that's what it was, the Wolverine Origins. And I pirated that film, and uh it was like not the complete movie. Like they was still working on it, and like the special effects was not completely done, so it would like go to these stick men for the real actiony parts, and it was kind of funny to watch it like that. All right, so we got that part done. Let's move on to this other piece here. This is G211. So come over to G here and look for 211. It is one of these. All right, there's two of them. There's a bunch of them over here also. Let's just grab one of these out of here. We'll grab one of the ones out of the center here. Yeah, so I'm kind of wondering, if you got an opinion on which one of those grades I should buy, what grade of the gunpla I should buy. I think someone said on the internet, do the not the master rating. Let's see. I think there was an advanced one, but I'm just wondering what one I should do. to start with, you know. Yeah, the high grade. That's the one they recommended. Have you built a lot of those high grade ones? There are also entry grades for beginners. Well, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything like that. I know that's completely different than this metal model that I'm doing right now, but like I'm kind of used to doing these, so I figured at least I'd be good for a high grade, you know. But you give me your opinion. I mean, you think I should try to go in with a high grade, or what are you thinking? Did you fare pretty good with the high grade for your entry into the gunpla? Man, that bent so good around there like that. Wow, that looked good. Hope I can do them all like that right there. Only takes you a few hours. Dude, did I tell you how long I've been working on this thing right here? This thing, I'm about 50 hours in on this metal model right here. This is about which some people, a lot of people like on Reddit and stuff, they'd probably spend about 25 on this or 30 hours. But I really uh I'm OCD, man, so I'm like a perfectionist. So I'll spend a little extra time on pieces where they'd be like, "Eh, it's good enough." I'm like, "Nah, I gotta get that thing perfect." Like right there, that bend on, it's hard to see, but that bend up there has a little corner to it. It's curving too sharp coming out. And I don't like it, so I'm gonna keep messing with it. Yeah, plastic models are way easier than the metal works. But then there are the metal lads who paint or even build custom kits. Yeah, yeah, that's what I want to do, man. I want to paint them and customize them. Did you see did you see where people was not people, my bad, where they do the Gunpla award show? Have you heard about that or watched it or anything? Man, that first one went way easier than this. This one's been a pain in the butt. I'm not happy with the way that thing came out there. Maybe I can bend it more with my tweezers here. A little bit more accurate. Yeah, that looks better. There we go. That looks pretty good. I think I might go with that now. Good with it. Yeah. Okay. I don't keep up with the Gunpla news. Oh, okay. Oh, and there's a Hollow Live collab that is doing. What is Hollow Live? What is that? I have not heard of this, so Okay, so we're right here. We just bent that piece up. It goes right here. And like I said, this piece faces up like this. This is up, so we want to put the crappy side of this down if there is one, which there's not. So I'm just going to go ahead and insert it in there. And it says it gets twists, so just put a couple twists in this thing. VTubers. Oh, okay. Well, that's something I'd probably like to watch, so maybe I should look into that. I mean, I'm new into like getting into Gundam here. I'm pretty new into it, but I mean, I really like it. So I think it's something that I'm kind of going to run with. The streamers who are 3D characters. Oh, okay. I've not seen that at all, dude. I have not seen that. All right, now we got to do a cylinder. This will be fun. This cylinder, I remember it from the last wing, and it is pretty. It took me a minute to get it. So it's actually right here. I know it's there, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out. This is pretty. This is a pretty fun piece right here to bend. I'll show you why. It's pretty cool because of this little triangle piece on the top there. So like I said, I like to start with a mandrel that's much bigger than what you need to the actual shape to be. So they're YouTube streamers and they got just like a little 3D avatar. Is that what kind of you're saying? They don't put their face on screen or anything. It's just like a little 3D avatar. The part of the cylinders that's the hardest to bend with these 3D metal models is the edges. The very edge there that you're trying to bend. It's hard to get that. It wants to stay straight right there. So you gotta work out. I like working it with my fingernails. So like I'll put it on there and I'll really hold it with one fingernail and just kind of grind it down with the other and make sure it's got a nice bend to it. Huh, that's kind of strange, man. Now, do you watch that? Do you watch that? The 3D streamers? And these cylinders are the same as the smaller cylinders that we just now made. You're want to get the shape pretty close to what you're wanting to get it, what it's going to be at, and then it's going to mess up. When you're trying to insert these tabs, it's going to mess up. So that's pretty close. Let's go ahead and insert the tabs here if we can get them. Not often. Okay. And you said you don't paint them as of now. You don't paint your kits. I was watching some tutorials on airbrushing today because I really like the way airbrushing. My tabs bent down there a little bit. I just got to bend it up to get it in that hole. Uh, I really like the airbrushing how smooth it comes out, but I also like the hand painting of the models. um, when they're hand painted, they look really cool too. The the detail. I was watching some chick. She is from I think she's from Britain or something. She's from over there, maybe England or something like that. But she hand paints, and she actually went into the. She got entered into what I was talking about there, the awards for YouTube for the YouTube streamers category, and she actually won second place her first time, and it was really cool watching her. I think it's her name is Rogue. Her channel on here is Rogue Hobbies, and she's pretty cool, man. I really enjoyed watching her. I enjoy watching her paint. She's really good at hand painting, and that's what kind of inspired me. I'm actually going to go. So I got off work last night. I slept all day today, pretty much on and off. I'm actually going to go to Hobby Lobby because we got Hobby Lobbies where I'm at here, and I've seen the Gunpla kits there. I'm gonna go in Hobby Lobby and I'm gonna score me a Gunpla kit, man. I'm gonna fold these backwards because if you fold these tabs down and around that cylinder, it's not gonna give it a good connection. So you got to fold them back. So grab a hold of that tab, pull it up, and you see the gap there. We're gonna pull that tab and work it. Kind of just work your pliers, wiggle them a little bit, twist it around like that, and I'm gonna push it down with my nail, and then I'll come back like this and kind of flatten it out with my pliers. Yeah, if you like watching that stuff on YouTube, man, the Gunpla, people painting them and customizing them, check out that Rogue hobby. She actually, I'm pretty sure her channel, she talks a lot of Warhammer. So she started in Warhammer, the miniatures. She started doing that, the Warhammer, and then she got into Gunpla, and now she's plumb strung out on Gunpla. All right, so what I was saying was cool about the cylinder. I'm about to show you. Let me get it kind of because we messed it up with the tabs here. Let's kind of get it more rounded out. This is the only cylinder I've ever done to do this, and it's really cool. It's got this triangle tab hanging off of it, and it took me a minute to figure out what you've done with this. You actually bend it straight up like that. So we straighten it out. We don't like our stuff looking like crap. Like that. Bend it back. It's looking pretty good there. We're gonna kind of just finagle with this thing here, get it looking completely solid. Like that. That looks pretty good. Still kind of bent looking. I don't like that. That's straight. That is straight right there. It looks really good. Yeah, so go and check out that Rogue Hobbies on YouTube, her channel. Man, it's she's pretty cool. She's definitely pretty cool, and she is very, very good at painting. Very good. You can tell she's painted those miniatures for a long time. Look how round that is. That looks really good there. This one, come around to the other side. It's got a little up there in the corner. See, it's got a little hard bend to it there. See if we can get that out. I'm gonna go with that right there. That looks good. Really round on each side. The triangle piece is standing straight up. That looks good. Okay, and it says that it goes. My pieces are stuck together here. So this is the front facing of this piece here. So that goes like that. And then this one is going to come in like this right here, like that. It's gonna go up with that, the triangle piece is gonna go up with this piece. So we've almost got this piston complete. We're getting close. This takes twist. This piece is hard to twist right here. Let's twist that one because that one's easier to get to. That one over there is rough to get to. So what I like doing here, pull out my nice knife and I'll stick it up, my knife up in there, and I'll bend that tab out towards my pliers. So I've put a bow in it and bend it out towards the pliers. And then you can put your pliers in there, kind of work them, open them, shut them, work them in there, and give that thing a nice twist. Like that, like so. And that's looking pretty good right there. We got over half of this piston done, and then we get into the wing. It's crazy how much time you spend on just this little tiny piece. And then you show people like that don't do nothing with models, and they're like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." And you're like, "No, it's really cool. It's really really cool. It's 50 hours cool, man." So we are done with step 116 here. Let's go to 117. We need F213. So we'll grab our F sheet. And I got two of these, I think. Huh. Wonder why I got two of them. Are they different? All right, here's F 213 and 213. Hmm. There's the one I cut last time. Maybe they just give you an extra piece. I'm not sure. I am not sure, but both of these are 213, so we'll just take one of them here. I'm guessing this is a piece that people might break easily, and they just give you an extra one just in case, because a lot of people break this piece. And they'll do that on a lot of these bigger kits. They'll throw in an extra piece. Okay, so can't really see the bending of that. So that's the face of it right here. You just kind of got to match it with, I'm going to start doing it, and then I'm going to put it beside that other one and match the shape. But I think I can get mostly what I need here just by kind of freestyling it like that. Yeah, I'm really excited to go to Hobby Lobby tomorrow and get my first Gunpla kit. If any of you guys got advice on, I was thinking maybe I'd just build this one. I'm not gonna worry about paint or anything. I didn't think really I was gonna worry about painting it or anything like that right now because I don't know. It just seems like maybe just keep it casual, build it, and then maybe if I like it, then going into painting it. Okay, so this is one piece here that I need to look at. Okay. So I done a backwards fold on that. I folded that tab backwards. Yeah, and usually leave them as is. Okay, that's probably what I'm gonna do with my first one is just build it and check it out, see how what it done for me. See if I enjoyed it as much as what I think I should to go out and buy the paint and things like that for it. So right here, I'm just gonna do some backwards folds. I'm not gonna finish these folds. I'm just gonna do them just like temporary. So I'm not gonna leave the tab sticking up like that, but that's just temporary to hold it. So I can grab my other piece here, which is 214, and I need another 211 from G. So let's go here. This is gonna be 214 right here. So let's grab it. There's 214, and let's grab another 211. We know this is 211 right here, so I think they give you 2 extra 211s maybe. And I'm gonna try folding this 211 a little bit differently than the last one. I'm gonna go ahead and fold these things down before bending. So with this piece, like I'm gonna get this roundness down, and then I'm gonna fold it over instead of doing vice versa, you know, folding it and then trying to get the roundness. I think I need a little bit smaller of the step on my mandrel here, right there. And you just kind of put it on the mandrel and use your nail. This is how I do it, at least. Put it on the mandrel like that and use your nail to bend it around. Kind of hold it down flat with one nail and then use your other one on the very tip of it. Get a nice bend. Just do the same thing with the other side. And that's going to give you your overall shape there. And I'm going to use my tweezers to fold these in because they're not going to smash it down as hard as the pliers will because they're really, really small needle nose. Let's bend them down and see what they look like. Let's see how close that got it. Boy, it got really, really close. Let me see if I can hold it with the tweezers so you can see. Really close. I mean, that's almost perfect. I'm just going to take and tweak the ends. Just tweak the edges right there, the very ends, down just a little bit. That one I went too much with. Just like that. I think I pretty much like that, the way that looks. I'm gonna go with it. So this piece right here. So you gotta before where am I at here? Okay, right here. I'm on this step. See how this is all emboxed here? You gotta do this before this. It's just like doing a math problem with the parentheses. You do what's in parentheses first. So this is your parentheses around this box. You do this and then you put it on there. Dude, Bandai's stuff is just so high quality. I love Bandai. And another thing about like the Bandai Gunpla, it's so much cheaper than like Warhammer. I see these people buying this Warhammer. This is a twist. Buying Warhammer and they're buying these little tiny miniatures and they're so expensive compared to something like Gunpla that you can get way more plastic. It's way bigger. I just don't really understand. I mean, I guess it's to each is their own with you know what you're into. People into Warhammer and they want to buy Warhammer. That's what they're into. So okay. This piston's coming along really nicely. And I actually got a problem here. So I got a tab here. Why is that? And it's on the inside. Huh. How did I do that last time with this? Okay, I think I just put it on the outside. The outside of this ring piece here. Because the tab is real close within there and it's not letting it get through. It's kind of a pain in the butt, to be honest with you. See it in there. It's hard to see. It's just wanting to open that. It sucks. I don't know whether pushing that in would be the better way of going about this or pulling those out. I think maybe pushing them in. Alright, it's coming through now. He's kind of got to finagle it out of there. Just like that. There it comes. See it? There it is. That is a rough one there. Okay. We're going to fold that one backwards, I think. We'll see what we did on the other one, just to be sure. I twisted it and folded it down. So let's go ahead and do that, because this one's going to be the hard tab to get to right there. So, grab it. Put a nice twist in it. Oh, man. It's opening my ring. See my ring opening right there? Close that back up. Before I put that twist in it, I fold it down because it would catch that. It does not want to fold down very good. Has any of you played Elden Ring by That one's gonna look like crap, but I think I'm just gonna go with it there. I just feel like I could get it better. This is one of them situations where like you're messing with something, you're like, well, should I keep messing with it or should I just call it good? Should I just call it good and go with what it is there? I have to call this one good. That got it a little bit better. It definitely got it a little bit better there. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and fold this one in. This one folds around the front here. Just like that. We kind of smash that down with our nail, get it a nice tight fit. Same thing with this side that we folded and we didn't completely get done. Just like that. Pull this in here. Let's do the same thing with these ones. That's another reason I like metal models is, man, like I spent 80 bucks on this kit And look at how much time I've spent in this thing. Uh, which a lot of people don't like that, but it really gives you your money's worth for the time that you spent. You spend 70, 80 bucks on something like this, and then you spend 50 hours on it, you know? I mean, that's your money's worth right there. So now I'm just taking and bending these tabs back up to match that because it's been in a little bit. So, oh, just like that. Trying to bend the wrong piece there. There we go. That looks pretty good right there. I like that. Okay. Kind of just look it over and do a little bit of tweaks here and there with it. The cylinder is a little bit popped out right here. Just pressing down on it. Like that right there. It's looking pretty good. Boom. I'm gonna go ahead and bend this tab, get it ready for inserting into the base. These four tabs, see this one is shooting out here. You just need to take and bend it down just a little bit because it's gonna be like even, just like that. Them look good, like they're ready to go in there, and that finishes up this step here. Go on to doing this is the last step of the piston, guys, so hang in there with me. I know this is very, very kind of boring here, this little tiny piece, doing all this work for this little tiny piece, but this is what makes it look cool. When you see this thing, that's one of the things that stands out is that piston on the bottom. You see that and you're like, man, the wings have that little piston down there. It just gives it that pop. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish this. This piece is not hard right here, from what I remember. It is C215 and F216. So I know this is the F board here. This is my last piece. These are extra pieces here. This is my last piece on the F board, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it without looking. Just like that. And then what was we at? C. Here's my C. What are we looking for here? This piece right here. This is my C piece. This is gonna be C215. Okay. So what is it wanting you to do? How do you do this? You fold this up first. This piece just has one little bend to it, so let's go ahead and fold this. Fold this around here. I think we just start with one. It don't really matter. They're all 90s, just 90-degree bends. Just 90-degree bends. Really flimsy metal here, so you just want to be careful with it as you're bending it. And that looks pretty good right there. And then you bend this piece down. This piece right here. I'm going to use my flat nose pliers for this because I think they are about just the right width for that. It gives you a little more surface area there so it don't just bend one side rather than just bending evenly. If you use something that don't have enough surface area, it'll bend just one side sometimes. All right, so that one's done. Then you just take this piece, it says, and you need to fold it upwards to match that. So let's just give it a nice little, just a little bit. Fold up like that. Fold it up just a little bit, and then we're going to insert it. But this tab here is shooting back too far. So what we need to do is take this tab, just bend it out just a little bit, like so. And that thing should go on pretty decently now. You just fit your tabs in there. If this one will go, there we go. I think it's all of them. Yep. And you got to watch here because look, let me show you. There's two holes right beside each other. So you got an inside hole and an outside hole. You got to make sure you need to look real close at your directions here. Let me look because I might have went in the wrong hole here. Nope, it's the outside hole. You can barely see it there. Is the outside hole, and that's what this is saying in Japanese right here. I mean, I could translate it with my phone, but that's what it's saying is, make sure you go in the outside holes. Yeah. And not the inside ones, or that would screw you up later on. Let's just take one more look at this. It looks like it's folded in and to the sides. See this one right here, this tab? It's hard to see that one, but I just didn't fold it straight over. I twisted it and then folded it over because of the connection here. Because this piece has to go down on top of here, and that tab will be in your way if you just fold it straight down. Let me show you. Instead of trying to explain it to you, I'll just show you. Make sure everything looks good. So these are the ones on the ends. They're just going to fold straight down. Just give it a nice little bend there, then push the rest with your nail. Right here, same thing. Get a nice little bend there, push the rest down with your nail so you don't scratch your metal up with your pliers. These are the ones I was talking about. So you see your lines in that other hole. If I bend that straight down, it's going to cover that hole up. So what you do is we're going to bend it backwards. We're going to give it a nice twist and then a bend. Twist it and then bend it and fold it down. That way it's out of the way of your next connection here. Do the same thing with this one. Nice twist. Start the bend down. Needs bent just a little, twisted just a little more, like that. Start the bend. And then do the rest with your fingernails here. Just kind of pry that tab down with your fingernail or, a tool that ain't going to scratch your metal. And see how that tab's kind of facing towards the inside there? I'm going to put my pliers on it and just twist them just a little bit, twist it out. Just like that. Then that's going to give you room. We got this piece done here now to connect these ones. So this is the back piece. This is the back of this. And it goes with like this. Now, when you insert this in there, you want to go back and check and make sure you did this right. All right, so I got it in there like that. So this piece is swooping up. This piece on that swooping up. So swoop up, swoop up. That's right. And we just want to give these a nice twist here. Oh, missed the tab completely. I bent that one a little too much. When you twist these, you don't want to go the full 90. You want to kind of go just a little less than a 90-degree twist because you can feel it weaken the tab. If you go the full 90, it'll weaken that tab and you can feel where it's about to break. And I did on both of them actually. So I'm just going to twist that one a little less. Same thing with this one. You want to make sure you're pulling on them tabs too. There it is. There's the piston done after over an hour of building. Looks pretty cool once you get it all together. Cool. All right, now I can put that down, put the piston down, and just gonna stretch my legs for a second, guys. Oh my goodness. All right, I'm back. Now we can actually start moving some metal. Got me some Girl Scout cookies. All right. So this is not this piece here. So I made this piece. It had me make it when I made the other wing. So I already got this piece made. Let's see here. So we already got this piece made. And that's step 115 here. We got it done. We need B22. 222. So let's grab B over here. And I mean, I'm positive it's this piece right here, but let's go ahead and look just in case. We don't want to cut the wrong one out and start bending it. So here's B. There's 202 right there. So it is correct. That's the piece we need. Let's go ahead and cut it out, get it ready. When I'm cutting these tabs, I like to cut them all on one side first. So I'll cut this side. Then I'll flip the metal over and cut all down this side instead of just flipping it back and forth. So there's 202 out. 222, I mean. Let's see if we got some better music than this. Okay, let's go ahead and start bending this one. Now, one thing I do remember from doing my other wing is this part, bending these longer pieces here is actually pretty I ain't gonna say rough, but it takes some time. So one thing we need to look at before I start bending this is what shape we need to be. And it needs to be this shape right here. So let's go ahead and, before we start bending that up, let's go ahead and get B41 out. B241. So I got two wings here. Flip my B around. Which one of these is B241? It's the third one down right there. So it's gonna be this one. Let's go ahead and cut it out. So I got the shape to kind of follow while I'm bending that long black piece. This gives me the shape that I need to achieve. Okay. So it goes. Let me see here. It goes on this side. Yep, it's gonna be this one right here. So this has got to be bent in this shape right here. This whole piece here. So let's lay this down. Use it as kind of our guide. Bend just one at a time here. I bend this one up, bend this one back down, then we'll check it. And you just keep checking it as you go. Use that as your guide. So look at that. That's pretty close. See how this piece is coming down too far though? That means I bent it down too far. So take it off. Hold your centerpiece there. Bend that back up a little bit. That should be about perfect now. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. Move on up to our top here. This is the hard bends. This piece is hard to get bent from what I remember last time. So use your dotted lines. Bend it. It's almost a 90. Let's try that. Let's just see what that looks like there. I'm telling you, it's easier to use this guide. If you just keep putting it there and using this guide, than to bend that the wrong direction, especially with this one, and have to come back and redo it. Man, that's pretty close. I actually like that. Okay, so let me show you something on this. So this is the piece we got to bend right here. So instead of putting your pliers here and twisting it down, it's gonna bend this piece with it because it's so thin. It's so narrow. I mean, put your pliers here on that narrow piece and just use your finger. And we're looking, it's actually bent more than a 90. So just kind of freestyle it right now, like that. Throw that thing back up there. Look at it again. All right, we're checking it. I've actually got it bent too far down. I wonder if I can kind of move it while it's on here, maybe. I can't. That's it right there. That's gonna be it. And then we're gonna do the same thing with this one. Put our pliers on it and bend it down. Kind of try to see if we can get that lined up there. Let's throw it up there and look. Now, don't get excited and fold these tabs. You're just using this thing as a guide right now. Say we're too open. You can see the female in there. It's too open. Easy fix. Go along the back side here and check your work. This thing has a little gap there that I don't like too much. It's looking like, but I think that's actually good. I think it's good. I think it looks about perfect. All right, so we got this bent into the shape we need. That's the exact shape you need right there. So kind of lay it off to the side there. Lay that off to the side and see what our directions are telling us. All right, so we've got that bent into the shape we need. We need to put step 115, which is this one. We need to put it on to the piece we just bent. All right. So here's the piece we just bent. Just match it to that right there. Make sure you put it on the right way. It's going to be like this right here, just like the picture. Just get them tabs inserted in there. All 4 of your tabs inserted. It's a real tight fit. And it's going to get twists. So make sure that thing's bottomed out. See, there's a little tiny gap right there. So just take your needle noses and kind of push on it to make sure it's bottomed out completely. Flip it over and do the same thing. You can see that gap really good. So you just take your needle noses, push, close that gap before you make that twist. Oh, a little bit too much pressure there. There we go. Got all the twists done. It's looking pretty good. It didn't mess our shape of our piece up at all. Okay. Get another Girl Scout cookie. I got the mint thins. All right. You know, I was supposed to make 2 of them, and I did not do it. Awesome. Now I got to go back and do that. But let's go ahead and make this while we're here. 223C. So let's grab C. I'm pretty positive it's that piece there, but let's just check. 223 right there. There's your C. C, 223. A really nice way of bending this, instead of like taking and bending one side and then going back and bending the others, put your pliers right in the middle right here, like this, and bend them both at the same time with your fingers. Boom. That way you got control of how much one's bent. See how they're off right there? You can bend this one more. Oh man, that's about perfect. I like that. We're gonna call it good. As long as you got good pliers, you're not gonna scratch your metal there. Okay, so that goes right down. Slides right down in there like that. You can really see this thing starting to come together now. And you want a nice tight fit on it there like that. Man, I'm really kind of upset. I got to go back and make that whole other piece. That's something I missed. It said ×2 on it, and I completely missed it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I seen it, and I just was making one of them instead of, and then I was going to make the other one, and I just forgot. So there's that. That looks pretty good right there. Okay. So now we got to make step 103. Goody. Come all the way back here to 103. There it is, times 2. I missed it. That's all right. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. So we're looking for C217. So let's bring our C paper out here. 217 is the top one, which is gone. Next one's gone. So it's going to be this top one here. This is 217. So just get some nice clean cuts on that thing. Like so. I'll put this down here because now I'm working on a completely different piece. Okay. So you take 217. I'm gonna need 219 also from B or C. I think it's gonna be on B. Yeah. I'm not even looking. I know it's this one right here. I'm not even gonna look. I know for sure that's what it is. We're getting down to so many pieces are gone off these metal sheets. So you're not really left with the guessing game. You kind of know what's what. So here we go, shaping this thing again. So this is 217 right here. So it goes like this, and this thing's going to shape right along it, like so. So this top piece is going to bend down just a little bit like that. And you do the same thing with this. I mean, you just shape it as you go. Oh man, look at those lines on that thing. How close they are. That's going to be fun. You can't even get your pliers in there for that, so that's makes it look good though. I think I did that too much. I'm just gonna bend it with my fingers a little bit. So right there we go. It's still bent a little bit too much, as you can see here. Straighten it back out just a little bit. You gotta watch doing that instead of grabbing it with your pliers because it wants to bend up this piece here. That looks really good right there. Those bends that I did. Okay, so this right here, if you can see, I wish it'd focus right there. See, it kicks up just a little bit. It's really hard to see. I'm gonna get me a better camera, guys. This is gonna be rough doing this, but we're gonna try it here. I did it last time. Put your pliers right there on the first line. Bend it up. I'm gonna bend it up kind of extra because I know it's gonna want to bend it down. That's real extreme, but I know it's gonna want to bend it down. And then put it right there on that side of that line. And you kind of got to put it in a bind. I don't know really how to explain it. So I'm kind of pushing down this way as I'm twisting. If you just twist, it's gonna just twist that other one you just bent. But if you push down that way and then twist, it's gonna bind it up. You bind that metal up, and it keeps it flat. See that? It kept it flat somewhat. I was able to get something there. And let's look at it and see if it was enough. We might have to go more. And if it's not enough, you might have to bend it. It actually might look like it's a little too much. Looks like it's maybe just a little too much, to be honest with you. This bend right here is too much. So let's bend it up first, just a little bit, like that. This is a real long process. You could half-ass this and get it done quicker, but not me. I want it to look perfect. I spent all these hours on this thing, so see how it's not matching up. Let's see if we can get it to match up. I think I can grab a hold of this right here. I think I can grab a hold of this and pull them both down at once. I think that's it right there. That's going to be close. It's got to be close. Too much bent down. It's close. Try that. I'm just going to try to do it with my fingers here a little bit. If this would get the hell off here. Man, it's just so tedious. That's close. That's close enough right there, guys. That's what it's going to be. And then looky here. You got another one right there. Great. Let's do it again. That's a hard bend. That's a hard bend for metal right there. That little tiny piece. I mean, that's rough. It's all right. We'll get it done. Let's go ahead and do it again. Right here's your two lines. Make sure you're on that first one. Kind of put your piece up here and look at it. That looks pretty close right there. All right, same thing. Put it in a bind. While you're pulling down on it, twisting up. Look at that. We need to pull up on that thing just a little more. We're just using this as a guide. Like I was saying, this is just our guide. And that looks good. That looks really good. Look at that. Man. I think this bend up front here can actually come up a little bit also. So I'm just going to straighten it out just a little bit like that. I think that's good. Okay. I know this is just putting it back, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but that's just how you gotta do it. So here's our other two lines right here. They're for this bend right here. That next bend right there. Let's go ahead and just freestyle this one because it's spread out pretty good. And we'll see how close we got it just with that freestyle. Pretty close. It looks like the whole thing needs to come up a little bit like that. Look at that. That came up like perfect, didn't it? Okay. Look back on here. It looks like this bends down right here. It goes down and then that flares back up. So it's going to be right here. See that line in between those two dots? That's going to bend down just a little bit. Make sure you line your pliers up right on that line. Right on that line. Bend it down just a little bit. And then bend this one up. Now, this don't follow the shape of this, but this is what you have to do here. I remember from the last one. Okay, there we're in. All of them's in. Flip it over and look here. It's bent up just a little too much because it's coming up above it there. So you can just kind of push down on that a little bit. And it's got a line right there. See the indentation line? The line on the side there that you follow. And that looks pretty close right there. I'm gonna call that good, guys. The long, tedious process there, bending this piece, but we got it done. And I like it. It looks good. Okay, so what's the next step here on our sheet? So we got this done. We need to take this other piece and stick it on the other side, which is C218. It's going to be the only one left. Here's sheet C. It's the only one left here. I mean, not the only piece, but the only one that we're building right now. There was 4. I done built 1 wing. So this is the only one. This has got to be it. Nice, good clips. Man, I hope I can do my own business here one day. I want to sell hobby things. I want to sell I want to sell models. I want to sell I could sell Pokemon cards. Um I want to get out of the line of work that I do. It's dangerous and I want to do something that I love. I see people doing it all over the world doing the thing that they love and I want to do it and I know I could do it. But I think I'm just going to have to work towards it. Now, folding all these down is kind of technical here. Um, and to be honest with you, like it wants you to do this and then stick this piece on there. You can do that. You can do that. I'm not going to though. I'm going to take these sides off because I think it would be easier if you put those pieces on first and then put the sides on. So let's do that. That's just my opinion here. Let's get C220. This is C220 right here. A little real narrow, skinny piece. This just is like an accent. It just gives it that pop. Did I even cut that? Just gonna make this piece pop. Boom. Look at that, how little. Man. Okay, so this is just gonna go along the spine of this thing here. Nice holes it goes in like that. And I'm just gonna start twisting them. Because it is twist, right? Yeah, twist. That's not my pliers, that's my nippers. Picking up the wrong tool. And I put my pliers on there and pull on it. Make sure it's bottomed out, twist it. Look at how bad that bent that. We'll go back and fix all that. Put it on there, pull it down, twist it. Man, that's crazy how it's bending that like that. This is what it is though. Twist. Twist. Look how bent up it is. Then you go back and just straighten it out. Oh, try not to bend it too much. That looks pretty good. This one's bent right here just a little bit. That looks better. This one ain't bad. Just kind of pinch it with your pliers and it'll get back in shape. But these M ones is the ones that you really got bent on. And look at that. Nice straight line. Looks good. Okay, so that's that piece. We got two little tiny pieces here. B221. So let's grab our B sheet right here. And it's these little blue pieces right here. More rounding. Yay. Oh, tiny, tiny piece there. Set it down there on the rubber mat so we don't lose it. Same thing with this one. Oh, it went into my booklet here. Yeah, it's stuck in there. Struggles of building metal models. Okay. So we take our step mandrel. This is how you do these. Like I always do with any cylinder, you start with something bigger. So this step on the mandrel is way bigger than what I need the end result to be. So I go ahead and bend it all the way around there. Even the tabs, you want the tabs bent around. Step it down. Step that thing down. Your fingernails is what really comes in handy here. If you have some fingernails, because you can stick it on there like that. You can stick it on there and then just kind of use your fingernail to work that thing down. Such a little piece, it's hard to get it to bend the way you want to with a tool. Using your fingers can really be the way to go with this. You can kind of control it a lot better. So we got, and then you just kind of look at it and see if it needs bent down a little bit more. I might have to go down a step too. I think I might have to go down to the last step right there for sure. Yeah, it's gonna have to be the last step on that mandrel. So here's kind of bending this piece. I'm bending it with my fingers here, just working it around using my fingernails. Pushing, and there it is. Then we're going to use our pliers here, kind of bend these things back up, straighten them out, your tabs, like that right there. You got the tabs straightened out. Now get your tweezers and you're going to fold the edges down here. Just like that. That little tiny edge. These are just little accent pieces. Gosh. Okay. So that looks pretty good. Make sure your tabs are kind of straight. If they are bent in or out, you want them bent in just a little bit rather than out. Let's go ahead and put this one on. I usually make both pieces and then I'll put them both on. But these are so small, I'm scared of losing them. So I'll take and put these ones on. And this piece, it has 2 tabs, and that's it. I'm gonna try to use my tweezers here, and I'm scared to, but because they can pop off there. This piece can pop off in tweezers. Oh, just like that. Ah, goodness. Such a, just a little aggravating piece to get in there. There we go. So let me show you. These are twisted also. So I twist, twist. See, it looks pretty straight right there, this piece, but with these tabs, how it's got one tab on one side on the top, one on the bottom, it can shift really easily. So what I like doing with this is I like putting a little dot of glue because this thing will shift. This thing will shift like this. So you put a little dot of glue on there and it'll hold it from shifting. So just hit it with a dot of glue. Make sure it's straight. It is straight. Looks good. Very good. And then hit it with your light because we like using UV glue around here, not super glue because it leaves haze on metal. Using super glue on metal will leave a haze. And just about 10 seconds of this and you're good. All right. Let's do our other little piece. Look at that. Nice little accent on that. Same thing. Start with the bigger one. Make sure you got it the right way there. Start bending it around. Using your fingernails to kind of crush it down. Crushing the edges down as you go around. Stepping down the mandrel. I try to show people how to do stuff like this. And I think they expect to have some like tool that it just is like the right answer. It's gonna be so easy. Like, oh, I don't think that's the best way for me. Well, it really, you might be right. It might not be the best way, but it's the best way that I found that works, period. And it's not easy. These things are not easy. These things are rough. They're hard. These pieces are very hard to shape, and it's not for everybody. And there's not just an easy cheat code answer for it. It's just it's difficult. So that one, I did that one a little bit faster. Bend your tabs back straight there like that. And we're just gonna go ahead and fold the ends down and get this thing on there and glue it. You don't have to use glue, but I like doing it on pieces like this. Look at that. Can you see how crappy that looks? That looks like shit. Oh, that has to be fixed there. Yeah, that looks like shit. I know it's a really small piece, and like people's like, "Well, you ain't gonna be able to see it anyways." But I just I can't leave it like that. All right, that looks a lot better. Let's go ahead and bend this one down, see how it looks. All right, looks way better. That ain't bad. Let's stick it on there. And like I said, these holes here, so you got one on the bottom, one on the top. You put this piece in there and it will shift around. That's why I'm using glue on it, because it'll shift this way. So it's not setting straight right there. That's all right. Because what we do is we go back here, we put twists in it. Go ahead and twist it. Twist it. Go back to the front and look. That's pretty actually straight right there. Like it might be facing down just a little bit right there. That's good. So bust out our UV glue one more time for this little tiny piece so it don't shift on us. And just, you need a dab there. If you can get your glue bottle to work better than mine. Actually get on the prongs here. There. Put the cap on that so it don't dry. And just hit it with the UV light one more time. I'll make sure it's straight first. Yep, looks good. I had a little piece of glue there on the front of it. Hit it with the light. About 10-15 seconds of this, and this glue dries pretty quick. And this is just to keep these little tiny pieces from shifting around. All right. It's nice and dry. So there's that, finally. Those little tiny pieces like that suck to do, but look at how good it makes that look. It makes it look way more full, the piece, instead of just a flat piece of metal. Makes it look way better. So let's go ahead and put these together now. Now these tabs are colored blue. They're colored blue. I bent that a little bit while I was working on. Okay, there we go. Looks good. They're colored blue, painted blue, so you don't want to scratch them as you're doing this. So be careful when you're bending these tabs. You bend it down a little bit. Don't go all the way. You're going to scratch your metal. I do this with my fingernails. And if I go back with my pliers, I'm really easy with it. I do not put my pliers, excuse me, I do not put my pliers on the other side of it because it will slip and you'll scratch your metal 100%. It's like, oh, I got away with it this time. You ain't gonna get away with it every time, I'm telling you. So I bend it a little bit and then I go back with my fingernail. Because your fingernail does not scratch as easy as metal. You can scratch this paint off with your fingernails, though. Do not be deceived. So I bend it a little bit, just start it with the pliers, then I use my fingernail. Like that. A little bit with the pliers, bend it with the fingernail. Just like that. And I'm just doing one side at a time here. Just like that. There's one on there. Look, all of them's blue. They ain't got scrapes off of them. Beautiful. So going to the other side here. Insert your tabs. Get all your tabs inserted just like that. And start bending them down just like we did with the other side. Make sure it's flush. Uh-huh. Just work your way down. It is not going to be absolutely perfect right now because it is not hooked into anything on the bottom. Just try to get them bent decently down and flush. You don't want them sticking out. You want them bent good and down. See how it's opening right there on the other side? That's all right because we ain't got it connected into the base piece yet that this goes into. So you just want to get these bent as good as what you possibly can right now. Like that. See, I mean, it's not, that's okay that it looks like that right now. It's not important. What's important is getting these tabs bent down. And this last one, I got to flip the piece around and do it the other way, which is uncomfortable for me, but I'll start to bend. Bend the rest with my finger now, just like that. Okay. Okay, so now we've got this piece done. This is done, what I was supposed to have done. So I can go back to where I was actually supposed to be. Where am I actually supposed to be? Right here. Okay, so we've got this. Now this goes down in here. The piece that I was supposed to have ready. Did not. So let's open this up a little bit like that. Let's just put it in there. If we can get it. You don't want to scratch this metal. You want to be easy now. All right, that didn't work. This is a pain in the butt right here. All right, there's the top done. If I can just work it down the rest of the way. I got these two tabs in, just work it down. Then two tabs are in. These two are in almost. So just don't take and push on it, do what you see what you need to make that tab go in. There we go. So what I'm gonna actually do right now is twist these two in the front to keep it held down because they are twists. And that way they ain't setting and popping out. So I just twist those two in the front and then kind of work my way back down through here and insert these ones. Boom, all of them's inserted. Do the two on the end, the other end. That way you ain't popping out, just like that. And then go back and get the rest of your tabs. Just make sure you do nice tight twists on them. Nice tight twist. That is the key to these Metal Earth, Piececool, all these models. You want nice tight twists. And I usually go opposite directions with my twists. So like this one I'm going to turn to my left. This one I'm going to turn to my right, counterclockwise, and this one's clockwise. They're all twisted. Nice tight fits. Look at that. Really good looking piece there. Look at that, streamline, straight. Those little accent pieces look good. I mean, it all looks good. Go check your tabs. Make sure they're pushed down all the way. Kind of look down the side there. You can see your tabs easy. Look down this side. Look good. They look really good. All right, so there's that piece. All right. So we got this. We're still on step 118. Now we need to B241 is right here. Okay. I think it's saying to do this one first right here. This is B241 right here. So we need some folds here. This is a real long fold right here. So I've actually got some different pliers I like using for that. And it's these needle nose. These are pretty expensive needle nose right here. They just are really nice. And here's the brand. And they're from Japan, I think, but they are nice. They can scratch your metal easy, so you got to be careful. You just want to run them right down that dotted line. And make sure the whole thing's run down the dotted line. Squeeze hard and make your bend. And that's almost a 90. Almost got it perfect first thing there. So then you just go back, get the rest of it. And that is a 90 right there. That's your 90 you're looking for. Nice straight. Looks really good. That's all I needed them for, but that makes your job way easier than trying to use these that don't cover all them. You'll bend this and then you got to bend this and try to make it look like it never was bent apart from each other. It's just a pain in the butt. So right here, if I use these, it's going to catch that little tiny square piece I need to bend. So I come over and grab my wide nose flat pliers, put it right in the middle. And I actually forgot. Goodness. Okay, let me bend it out just a little bit to show you. There's a little tiny piece right here. Yeah, you can't see it, it's black, but there's a little tiny piece that actually folds down right here. See it? Folded down. It's so hard to see. That would be something easily missed. Just make sure that's folded all the way down there. And then you just got this little tiny square piece right there sticking out left. Just like that. And that looks pretty good. All right. Let's connect that. So it says it's going in the top here. Just like this. Just like the picture, lay your pieces out. Just kind of get your tabs lined up like that. Now, one thing I do know from doing it last time is I'm going to leave this top tab up here. I'm going to leave it open. And there's a reason behind that. And it's for when you're connecting the rest of this wing. We're using the fingernail trick, you know, bend it a little bit, then use your fingernail. So I'm leaving that tab right there open for now. Just come down and follow down here and do the rest of these for now. Why is that not? I'm gonna put that one in right now because that's a tight fit. That's as far as I bend it down. Can you see that? That's as far as I go down with it. Then I use my fingernail to do the rest of the work. And that's how you get them to, that's how I get them to not scratch. And there's tabs. You don't want the paint scratched off of them. Okay. They're all down, not scratched. And I got that top one undone still. So that is this completed. Now it's time for this piece that I already had. And this is why I left this top one undone. I'll show you right here. Because you got 4 tabs here. So you got these tabs in the front here and this tab in the side. So it's kind of hard to get those tabs. If you had this connected right here and flattened, you can't pull out on that, and it really helps you a lot with getting those tabs in right here. So I'm gonna put them in this, put these ones in, and then I'm gonna pull out on this and put this one in. As so. So I'm pulling out on it. Put it in there. Boom. Look at that. Then kind of get your other ones inserted here without scratching them. If you feel them binding up as they're going in, reassess. You don't want them to bind up as they go in. That. Why is that one not wanting to come through? Oh, that's why it's not on it. So if something's not going smoothly, figure it out. Don't just sit there and cram on it, you know, and because you'll screw something up. If it's not going in smoothly, there's something catching. In my case, it was that tab right there. Oh man, look, it scratched it a little bit. Damn. That's what you're trying not to do right there. That's okay though. It's only one, and how many have I bent down? Everybody's not perfect. And this has just a little, I'm gonna gap this out here a little bit if I could. Nope, it's good. Looky there what I did. I did not put that in there. I wonder what would be the best cause of action for that. Would probably be taking this back out. Great. This is a risky maneuver here. But I know if you try to bend that in there, it's not gonna go your way. is not going to go the way you want it to. So I'm going to try to pull out on this thing a little bit. And try to get these in there somehow. It's not fun. Okay, so I think what I need to do maybe is bend this tab down here, like that. This is really not an easy task here. Oh, it's almost there. It is almost there. Oh my goodness. That was not fun. I think I scratched it up more, but that was the only way I could get that inserted in there. I wonder if I scratched out on the other wing. Let's see if I did a better job on the other wing. Yeah, I did. I did. That's all right, though. All right, now to bend all your tabs down on your wing here. Make sure they're all inserted. Look good. I'm gonna start from the back here where I got that one scratched. Great. Whoops. And just work your way up here. And bend all the tabs that you haven't bent down yet. What the hell is going on there? Scratch that a little bit just now too. Ah, goodness. Why did I do that? Or why did that do that? Let's go ahead and bend this one down. Hopefully this tab right here covers that scratch mark up a little bit right there. I'm hoping. I think if I twist it, it will. Look at that. I covered it up almost all the way. I wonder if I should twist it more and cover it. That's it. Look at that. Ooh, hiding a mistake. Hiding a mistake. Okay, there's that. This step's complete here. And it was not the easiest, but it was satisfying. Okay. We're at the home stretch here, guys. This is the home stretch. I'm gonna end this and start it over again. Okay. Let's start it over again so I'm not having to load this crazy long video.